Now children, in this video we will study about the universal indicators. So far we have studied about the acids, bases as well as pH. Now we will study about indicators, universal indicators. So again, first you mark in the book, take out your book, page 46, open page 46. I hope it is already open. Now, there is a green block on the right side, children, which has some definition about universal indicator. Please tick that block. I have to explain you that portion. Then below that, just tick one line in that last paragraph, which is on the page 46 only. For example, a universal indicator produces green color in a neutral solution. Please underline this. Remaining you need not go. I will explain you with the help of this diagram which I have drawn here. Okay, then come to importance. Although we don't have importance in detail, but they always expect that what all you are studying, you should know its significance, its importance. Why are we studying this? What is its application? That's something very obvious, children. Although we don't have to go in detail, but have an idea. So first, it is used in agriculture. Just a tick for agriculture. No further details. I will explain you. Remember, it's all right. Otherwise, not emphasize much on these points before the exam. Second is about acid rain. Acid rain means pH has to be less than 7 and rather 5.6, I should say. In medicines, all the medicines, your parents also say, your mother says, don't take medicine on empty stomach, or you should first have some food, then only take, because most of them, they are acidic in nature. So, pH plays very important role in medicinal chemistry, in medicines, in our stomach also, children. Sometimes you suffer from acidity. So, in digestion, as well as, when bee sting is there, those bees, wasps, they leave acid in your body. It swells up. So, if you put any alkaline solution on that, so it becomes all right. So, bee sting, that effect can also be nullified by using some alkali. So, these are just simple things. I will elaborate, I will explain you, but you simply have to keep in mind this green block universal indicator as well as what I have drawn here, and this table which is in your book, figure 3.2, color changes in the universal indicator. It is in the book and I have drawn here also. So, in this portion, page 46, that green block universal indicator, what is that? And mainly this figure 3.2 on page 47. Clear? And some simple idea about its importance. It's in agriculture, it's in medicine, digestion, and likewise. So, now you keep your book aside and try to understand here. Now children, if I have to say what is this universal indicator? Children, so far you have seen about common indicators like litmus, phenolphthalein, methyl orange. Now what are these universal indicators? These are mixture of dyes, chemicals, dyes, which show different color are different in different mediums, right? So let us see here what is the book saying. Universal indicator is a mixture of indicator dyes that gives a spectrum of colors on how acidic or alkaline a solution is. Universal indicators give different colors at different concentrations of hydrogen ions. Children, whole theory is based on the concentration of hydrogen ions. So I am repeating, what is this universal indicator? It's a mixture of dyes which show, in short, you don't have to go by bookish because this is not definition. They are themselves trying to tell you in short what is a universal indicator. So I am telling you, they are simply mixture of dyes which show different colors in different medium. That is all about your universal indicators. Now let us see how the color, they give a spectrum of colors. Let us see what they do at different pH, how they show the change in colors at different pH. So children, first of all we should know, at 7 it remains green. A universal indicator shows green color at pH 7. Then we know that acids on litmus, they show red color. So we are moving towards reddish side. So green, if pH goes to 7, becomes yellowish. When it reaches 3, it becomes pink, and then when it's 1 or lower, it is red. So in short, at 7 it is green. When you go on the lower side of the pH, it changes from yellow, then pink, and then red. At 5 yellow, at 3 pink, at 1 red. You don't have to learn this by heart. No, just have an idea. 7 green, which is neutral. Then as you go lower and lower, the color changes to pink and then red. In between, we also have a phase yellow. Similarly, when we go on the higher side of the pH, 7 to 8, 9, it becomes blue, then indigo, and then finally violet in color. So ultimately, you see, after 7 it was bluish side going, and below 7 it was reddish side going. But yeah, in between we have here yellow, and there we have this indigo, you can say. But all other shades of blue only, sort of. Not in your like art you say violet is different, indigo different, but bluish side. For chemistry, it is blue side and it's more towards red side. If green had to move towards pink and red, so it can be via yellow kind of, right? So just an idea. Just remember, at 7, a universal indicator shows green color, and then gradually when you move lower side of the pH, it changes from pink to red. On higher side, it is blue, indigo, violet, the shades of blue. That was all there, children. Then some common points of importance of pH in everyday life. As I told you, in agriculture, specific crops, they show good results when they are done. I mean, specific crops, special type of plants, trees, they grow well in a specific pH, right? That's how it is there. Then you have in medicines, you know that medicines have acidic effect and basic effect all. When we suffer from acidity, we take Diagene or Eno, they all are basic solutions, alkaline solutions. They nullify our acidity, neutralize our acids if we have an excess. Then we take Diagene. Diagene is, I told you, milk of magnesia. Diagene has mainly milk of magnesia. It's commonly used antacid. As I told you, 4th there also in that table on the left side on page 46, I said you mark that, and you see same thing has come here. Milk of magnesia, MgOH whole twice, is very commonly used as antacid. Then preventing in tooth decay. Children, when you take chocolates and all, if you don't brush your teeth, they decay there, they decompose there, and gradually, I should not say decompose, they undergo chemical reactions, and towards the end, acids are produced which start decaying your teeth. Similarly, if you have bee sting, then those bees, they leave acid on your skin, on that particular portion where the sting was there, that swells up. So you might have seen people say apply some lime or some soap and rub it. So they both are alkaline, whether soap or say it is your lime, which we see in the market, a lime, the simple lime. It can be quick lime, it can be CaO, it can be CaOH whole twice. So lime or soap or anything which is alkaline, if we apply on that, it relieves you of that, pain and the suffering which you go through, because it is really very troublesome and it's painful. This is all about, children, your universal indicator and all about your pH and acidic and the basic character. Here nothing very special under the heading importance, but yes, why are we studying this? So have some idea about its application, its significance, because that is something expected. So just have an idea. Go through once. If you read them, you will retain in your mind. It's not difficult. So this is all for this video as well as for this portion. Now next, whenever I will teach you, if we have time today or next term, we will be studying about salts. I hope it is clear and you revise this portion. So in this video I stop here. Okay.